wire, including a number 3 team in Damon. And talking with their head coach, Damian Pitts, before the game, he said he wouldn't be surprised if they didn't lose again in the regular season. So they've played some tough opponents. They play them really close, and they'll look to do another against this PSAC East favorite in Westchester. And it will be Clarion basketball to start this game.
Yeah, it was good to catch up with Coach Pitts before the game. As we mentioned during the women's game, Coach Pitts was my college teammate down at Goucher College in Towson, Maryland. He's done a really nice job regrouping and getting this team together. He was really pleased with the way they're playing. However, he did say they're looking for a signature win. There's only so many moral victories, he said. They lost some tough games to some really good opponents. So he's looking to see how his team reacts to a play against a really good team in Westchester today.
Jeremy Thomas II going right to the glass, crashing the glass. Now he'll go to the line, where he is a strong free throw shooter. 80% on the season coming into this weekend. Fouls on Blair, his first, team's first.
Yeah, I think they missed that. That was definitely not on Blair.
I think he's looking back. We'll see if they change the call, but... Blair has a quizzical look. I don't think any of us know why.
The whole staff's looking over there.
Now the officials are pointing.
Dylan Blair was nowhere near that play.
Hopefully they'll rectify that, since that would be an important first foul 10 seconds in. And now the officials will go to the scorer's table, and I think they will review it. They will go back on the stream and check who that was on. But again, a chance to kind of set the stage and give props to Coach Pitts and this Clarion side. I mean, the turnaround, talked about on the women's side, they went from 1 win to a ton of wins last year. Clarion, they've done it in 2 years. It's been very similar results. 3-25 here on the men's side in 22-23. Then 2 seasons ago, they went 8-20, and then last year they were nearly at 500. So you can see those incremental steps each season.
Yeah, Coach Pitts is a good coach, and he has his team ready. It just took a little time for him to implement a system, get the kids buying in. That's the most important thing. You got to get your guys to buy in to what you're teaching them, and I think he's done a really good job of it. And again, like he said, they need some signature wins. There's only so many moral victories. Losing by less than 10 points, the top 5 teams in the country, that lasts a little bit, but obviously you want to win some games. And I know they're excited to play today.
They're looking to move to 3-2 in the PSAC. And the defense comes out strong, but a bounce feed. Rodriguez finishes. Leads this team in points. Right down the cup, and what a swat. That was Xavier Van flying out of nowhere. An emphatic block out of play, and it will be Clarion basketball.
Yeah, Van getting his first start of the year. Good hustle there, defense with a nice block.
3 ball from the near wing, and it's splashed through by Gavin Cody, and that is what Cody does. Top 10 in the conference, hitting nearly 40% of his three-pointers. Rodriguez feeds to McCall. At the block, spin move, loses it, and it's Westchester basketball.
Yeah, Cote is another guy I'm familiar with. I saw him on the AAU circuit while I was coaching for Westchester. He does bring that element of a three-point shooter, and he's actually a sneaky good athlete.
Has some size to him, 6'5", 200. Tipped out of play on Peebles. This Westchester side trying to get back to that defensive identity. Crash the glass, limit the turnovers. Again, last time out, nearly 30 turnovers. It's most since the game-by-game stats go by, which is 13 years. Down low from a call, and we will get a jump.
Yeah, and Gatton will do that. Gatton will do that to you. 30 turnovers is completely unacceptable. But, yeah, I mean, Westchester's looking to rebound from that loss and limit the turnovers. You can't win many games when you turn the ball over 30 times. I talked to Coach Blair last night about it. And he was not happy with the execution of their team.
And McCall at the line for 2. .62% from the line this season. He cashes in on the first. Again, the Clarion side coming off a big win yesterday. It's been a lot of traveling for them. They were at Kutztown yesterday. Like you said, they make the 5-hour drive here to Westchester. And after this, they'll go right back up. Looks like we might get a lane violation. The free throw is up, and it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, Clarion's facing a little different defense today. Westchester's going to pressure, play man-to-man, try to speed this game up a little bit. When you're playing against Kutztown like yesterday, they played his own. And there's again with Cote with another 3 from the corner.
Cody with 2, and he has come out firing. 7-4. Golden Eagles ahead. Both teams like to play fast. You can see that already. Lightning quick pace from Clarion on the offensive end. Moss down low. Blair at the block. Looking for an open man. He finds Van. Van, baseline. Tough finish. He is fouled. And the foul will be on Peebles, the senior.
Yeah, you can see both teams right now trying to speed up play a little bit here, get comfortable on the offensive end.
Peebles picks up his team's second.
And that's important. That's already Peebles' second foul. Guy who's second on this team in points, rebounds, shooting nearly 50% from the floor. So we'll see how that changes things for this rotation.
Yeah, from our standpoint and the fan standpoint, hoping for a little cleaner game from a foul situation than yesterday. I felt like neither team could get in a great rhythm yesterday with all the fouls.
Well, there's some good news on that front. The good news is that Clarion only had 12 free throw attempts yesterday. The bad news is Kutztown had 30.
Yeah, the 12 foul shots, that can be attributed to Kutztown sitting in his zone. Let Clarion get some open three-pointers, blow that game open a little bit in the end.
Free throw is good. Trey Nelson nearly gave it up. Justice Easter inside the paint. Thomas the second feeds outside. There's Aiden Cunningham, the freshman, up top. Damian Blair urging his guys to go up. 3 ball deep from Cody. Tried the third, couldn't hit. Offensive board. Right back. Cody. And he'll get the travel. Well, expect to see a lot more shots from Cody because he is first in the conference in both field goal attempts and 3-point attempts, but he makes a lot of them. Ruben Rodriguez, 10 points last night, 6 rebounds, a couple of steals as well. Gabe Moss feeds Blair a deep 3, NBA range, you bet. Dylan Blair drills the 3. Well, we mentioned the other day, Coach Blair described it as if he's playing with mittens on, having a dislocated finger. His fingers are taped up, but he still drills the 3.
Yeah, it's good to see Dylan Blair get some confidence early, knocking down that 3-point shot. Westchester only shooting 32% from 3 this year, but they definitely have some shooters that are capable of knocking down some shots.
Touch pass inside, and Thomas was met at the summit. Turned right back over. Now look for him again. Feed down low. It's picked off. Westchester ahead. Rodriguez stops, and he is fouled.
The Clarion staff not happy with that call. 2 shots coming for Ruben Rodriguez. I think it's important for Westchester. Obviously, seeing Dylan Blair hit that 3 is a big key, but getting Ruben Rodriguez involved early, like I mentioned last game, he's probably the most versatile scorer that they have on this side of the court, and I think they got to get him the ball early and try to take advantage of what he brings to the table. Between him and Anthony McCall, I think that's where you need to go early to try to get this team going offensively.
Coach Blair said when he is scoring, when Rodriguez is scoring, he is unstoppable on both ends of the floor. Couple of subs for the first time tonight for this Westchester side. 3 new faces and sets of legs check into the game. Gavin Dalen checks in for the first time tonight. We see the freshman Jaysean Williams, who after a career night a couple of nights ago, 25 points at Jefferson. Pretty quiet last night, just 5 points. Second free throw was missed, out of play, and it will be Westchester basketball. So a second chance for the Golden Rams, up 1, 3 minutes in. Rodriguez in the corner, splits the defense. Into the corner, Blair on Thomas the second. Now Dalen, 10 to shoot. Over to Boykin, Denari Boykin into the game. 3 ball, far wing. That circles out.
Not a bad look there by Boykin. Shot looked good, just in and out.
Thomas the second. Bounce feed. Easter. Stops. Elbow. Jay. Book it. And Clarion has the lead back.
That
Coach
was a
Blair imploring his guys to go.
Nice pull up by Easter, taking advantage of the size advantage at 6'5" against a little bit smaller Ruben Rodriguez.
And a turnover into the backcourt. You can see that pressure from this Clarion side, forcing 15 turnovers per game. Can Westchester improve on that from last night in what can be called the debacle in terms of the turnovers? Most, and again, in at least a decade. 28. Miles Gray checks into the game, played just under 10 minutes on Saturday. Nelson, the point guard. Last 3 games, he has been blazing hot. Down low, Thomas, they feed to him, he can't hit. Dalen grabs the board. Rodriguez looking to push. Right down the hill. Feeds to Dalen, and he scores.
Excellent pass there by Ruben Rodriguez. Getting downhill, beating his man, dishing off of the help for an easy layup by Gavin Dalen.
Thomas the second. Quick passing into the corner. Cody again, you bet. Gavin Cody, his 3rd triple just 5 minutes in.
Westchester has to do a better job in finding him in transition. When you're going to press like Westchester's going to press and you're getting back to, their front court, you got to be able to defend and get out to the shooter. Cote could start off hot.
Williams misses the shot. The Golden Eagles on the run. Easter in the corner. Thomas the second feeds down low. Up top, Thomas drives. He's stripped out of play, and it will be Westchester basketball. That leads us to the first. Westchester trailing 12-10 after the first media timeout. And Coach, what have you liked so far from this Westchester side?
Offensively, I think they're doing a pretty nice job of getting looks that they really want to get. I think where they're struggling right now is defensively in transition and getting out on the shooters.
Got to watch Cody, number 14 in white. Instead, it goes up top. 3-ball, point-blank range is no good. Cody gets the offensive board. Nelson into the corner. Easter with the J. He got it. It's a 4-point game. Miles Gray running the point. Only averaging 9 minutes per game. Spin move. Inside. Stops. Lost it. Turnover forced. And we get a whistle which stops play and stops the run from the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, we talked about how important taking care of the ball is. The unforced turnover there by Miles Gray. Dylan Blair back in the game right now.
Blair, one of the leaders in the PSAC when it comes to assist to turnover ratio. 3rd in the conference last season, 6th in the conference this season. Easter up top, into the corner. Nelson beats the Easter, thought about it, now he tries it, and he books it. 7-point lead.
Clarion on fire from 3 right now. Timeout by Coach Blair. He's going to have to make some adjustments here on the defensive.
Our team alongside the coach and Joe Suarez. And Joe, we've seen the hot shooting from the distance so far for this Clarion side. What can Westchester do to try to combat that?
Yeah, you just got to close out better. They're getting beat a little bit when on their pressing and the transition on the press, giving up some open shots to Cote. But even in the half-court defense, you've got to be able to close out.
Boykin downhill. He's stripped. It will stay with Westchester. Moss and McCall check back in. Dalen and Boykin check out. Blair feeds to McCall. Tough angle. Could not convert. It goes into the hands of Blair. Into the corner. 15 to shoot. McCall. Power dribble. Right hand. Got it. 5-point game. And now, get another whistle.
Is that delay of game warning?
Delay of game warning.
McCall's really tough to stop when he's going downhill to the basket like that. He can finish with both hands. Obviously the lefty, but finishing there with a tough right-handed finish. He does a great job inside when he's getting downhill.
Around the arc. Corner. And out of bounds. Easter tried to pick it up. But a turnover for the visiting side. That's the 3rd on Clarion. Westchester with 2. Gives to McCall. McCall down the lane, left hand, and he got it. 3-point game. Ricky Goodright, the redshirt junior guard, into the game, number 0 in white. Flips it up top to Nelson. Trey Nelson. 4 threes last time out. Van is right in his face. Cam Crockett, number 10. He tries one. 3. Near wing is money. And it's a 6-point game.
They are shooting the lights out right now, Clarion. Westchester has to make some adjustments. Not sure what you can do right now other than continue to close out, get your hand up on the shooters, but that was a tough shot there.
And Crockett, not known as a three-point shooter. And another turnover from Westchester.
Just a little miscommunication there. Dylan Blair wanted to throw the pass. Not ready for it. It caused the turnover.
Goodright will inbound. Right to the cup from Nelson. Kick out. Inside out. 3 is money. 6 for 8 for distance. And Clarion is shooting the lights out here in the first half. Shooting about 35% on the season as a team. The lob a little too high. Right back to Moss. He finishes. Westchester has to contain this team from beyond the arc. And it's been multiple different guys. Cody, Easter, Crockett. Goodright up top around the arc. Easter looks to drive. Stops at the elbow. Loses it. Into the hands of Rodriguez. He's up ahead. Right hand. Got it. A big turnover forced. And points on the fast break for Westchester. 5-point game.
Westchester has to continue to pick up it defensively, pick up the intensity, try to cause some turnovers and get out on the shooters.
Nelson in the corner. He'll try a 3. Off the heel. Tipped out of play. It's Westchester basketball. And that leads us to another media timeout. But before we take a break, what can Westchester do? 23-18. The Golden Rams trailing the Golden Eagles after 2 media timeouts. How can Westchester respond? The story has been the 3-point shooting from Clarion. Can they keep this pace up? Ruben Rodriguez at the free throw line was looking for a cutting McCall. Now he finds him outside the block. Banging bodies down low. Spin, fade away, and 1! What a crafty play from McCall, and a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, that's a tough fadeaway by McCall. I touched on it a little bit earlier. Like, they really need to get him involved. Like I said, him and Ruben Rodriguez are 2 keys to this team offensively and unlocking their potential.
Just 9 points out back on Saturday. 2 of his lowest point totals of the season have been this week. Can he get back into his groove? Hits the free throw. 2-point game. Westchester was down nearly double digits. They've cut it down to 2. Good defense there from Boykin. At the elbow. Goodright. Probing. Pushes out. Shot fake. Baseline. Spin move. Walled up. Easter drives. Can finish, but he's bailed out with a foul.
Solid defensive possession there for 23 seconds of it, and then unfortunately Ant McCall went for a steal. Probably didn't need to do so. Gave up the uneven match going down. Numbers in Clarion's favor going to the basket there.
Easter at the line, a 75% free throw shooter.
But a good job at Westchester weathering the storm. Obviously, Clarion came out on fire from 3. Got this down to 2. Now a 3-point lead for Clarion. Right back in the game early.
7-0 run for this Westchester side before that free throw a moment ago. Westchester, they're shooting the ball excellently. They're shooting 73%.
Yeah, the turnovers unfortunately hurt them a little bit, but yeah, they are making some shots. They I think Dylan Blair hit a 3. Their only 3-pointer of the game, but they are getting some tough moves down to the basket, like I mentioned, going downhill. Ruben Rodriguez taking over point guard duties right now, while Dylan Blair's on the bench.
Like you said, can they stop the 3 and can they limit the turnovers? Rodriguez inside, and then Moss draws the foul.
Good pass by Ruben Rodriguez. Great job by Gabe Moss, gathering himself, getting to the foul line for 2 here.
Moss 3 for 6 from the line on Saturday. 68% for the season. Cannot convert on the first. But Westchester, last time out, last night, they only were 54% from the line, 15 for 28. So they got to the line, but they didn't hit enough. Second free throw was good. Tonight, similar percentage. They are 4 for 8. And stolen right off the inbound. Heads up play. Xavier Van is there. 1 point game. Now they put the pace on and the press on and a foul as well. Peebles draws the foul in the backcourt.
Yeah, that's okay. I think you like the intensity and the hustle of Van there. Unfortunately, picking up the reach-in foul, but I like what he did there. And he goes out with the second foul.
Team's fourth. Clarion up to 5 fouls. Not even halfway through this first half. Good right. He's doubled. Into the front court. Nearly tipped away. Westchester nearly had a turnover force. Good closeout, but the 3 is called a foul. He was ready for the backdoor block. Instead, he's called for the personal. And that will put 3 free throws at the line for Clarion and Kendon Peebles.
Yeah, unfortunate. I thought they did a solid job defensively there. I'm not sure. I mean, I thought it was a good block from the angle that we have right now. Coach Blair obviously thought it was a good block. Anthony McCall thought it was a good block. He wanted to go to replay.
The entire Hollinger court and fans thought it was a good block as well, but they did not get the call.
Kendon Peebles is probably the only one that thought it was a foul on the court, him and the referee.
Peebles, a good shooter, spent his first 2 seasons at Missouri State West Plains JC out in Missouri. This is a Golden Eagles side. The big story, they returned 4 starters. Notably, the only starter they don't return is a first-team all-conference player in Cam Kearney, who transferred to D1 Robert Morris, a guy who led the PSAC last season with 21 points per game, but they returned the rest of their starters, and they certainly have positioned themselves well for an excellent season, at least a strong potential season in the PSAC.
Yeah, they're an experienced team. They do go deep off the bench. Obviously, you see I think they're playing 9-10 already so far today. And they're battle-tested. They played a tough early season schedule, and they're ready for games like this.
A couple of teams in the top 15. Pass intended for Moss. It goes off the rim instead. Good right comes up with it. Slows the pace down into the hands of Crockett. Halfway through this first half. It's been a tight one so far as expected. Peebles. Crockett. Shot fake from Goodright. Steps through. Jay is no good. Tipped away. Rebound secured by Rodriguez. McCall, full head of steam, and he draws the foul. He's been good getting aggressive, attacking inside the paint, and it's paid off.
Yeah, quick first step there by McCall, able to draw the foul. Like to see him capitalize on the foul shots right now.
And that's what's really impressed Coach Blair about his play this season. He stepped up his game to be more of that offensive threat and really worked a lot on his perimeter shot over the last 2 years. And he's gone inside the paint. He's been aggressive tonight, and it has paid off, but he cannot pay it off on the free throw.
Yeah, Westchester just 5 of 10 from the foul line right now. It's hurting them. We're in a 3-point game, 9:45 left in the first half. Westchester's got to knock down their foul shots.
That was what hurt them last night. That uncharacteristic 25-point loss at home snapped the 22-game regular season win streak here at Hollinger. Second free throw is good. Westchester has been there, but they haven't been able to take the lead since 4 minutes into this game. Can they get a stop and a score? Thomas is back in. His impact was felt the last time he was in, but he misses the layup there. Jay-Sean Williams sprints into the front court. Up top to Blair. Around the arc. Boykin feeds Blair. Baseline. Stops. He's tripled. He falls. And he's hanging on for dear life. We will get a jump ball. It will stay with Westchester.
Yeah, Dylan Blair in there with the trees.
Yep. You love that, though. You love that from him, that intensity that he shows.
Yeah, he's a tough, scrappy kid.
Up top. Boykin behind the back. 10 to shoot for Westchester. Into the hands of Blair. And we get an offensive foul. That one's on Dalen. His first, the team's 6. Westchester is already in the bonus, and now Clarion will be as well.
I feel like this is about the time both teams were in a bonus yesterday as well. I think it was
Yeah.
maybe 10:30 left yesterday.
Two physical teams like last night's contest. Thomas at the perimeter, up top. Nelson drives, he's walled up in the corner, 3 ball, there's Coe. Can't hit, Dalen with the rebound. Up ahead to Boykin. Boykin in the paint, and he lays it in. And we're knotted up at 27. Westchester, they've made 7 of their last 8. They are shooting 10 for 13 tonight. 3 ball, Thomas open wide as day, but he can't hit. Westchester a chance to take the lead. Williams, bounce feed down low, Boykin, he backs it back out. It's stolen away. Here goes Nelson. Cody wants it, and now we'll go cut inside the paint. Screen set, Nelson down low to a cutting Peebles. Count it, plus the foul.
It was a nice backdoor cut. Defensive lapse there, lost their man. You can't turn your back to your man right there, and that's exactly what happened to get the backdoor bounce pass layup for Clarion on the line here to make it 3.
Great cut by Peebles. He got the finish and the lead back to Clarion. A team, again, that was picked last in the PSAC West. It's hard to believe that. They got to have that underdog-type mentality, and they've gone through the PSAC so far with that. 2-2 in conference play, a 14 win at Kutztown yesterday. They played good defense. They shot the ball well from distance. 13 threes. That's the second most that they've made in a game in the last 4 years. And they shot nearly 50% from distance. And tonight, they're already up to 6, and they're shooting 55 from distance.
Yeah, one of the things that sticks out is how athletic Clarion is. Watching some of these guys get downhill, get off the ground, off their feet with quickness, all playing above the rim. They're a pretty athletic team right now.
Blair, 15 to shoot. Up top, Joe Sidora into the game for the first time tonight. Far wing 3, and that cycles out. Turnover nearly forced by Rodriguez. Easter in the lane, splits the two, and he is fouled. Justice Easter, last couple games he's struggled from
Weather in the storm early on. Clarion came out. Gavin Cote knocked down a bunch of three-pointers early. Westchester got down. They climbed back. They did a really nice job offensively getting downhill, but you have to limit your turnovers. You got to make your foul shots, right? There are 2 things, that are coaches' nightmares. When you don't make your foul shots, you turn the ball over. You make defensive lapses like turning your back to your offensive player and giving up a wide-open layup. Those things drive coaches crazy. I'm sure Coach Blair's not happy about that.
Westchester just 6 for 11 from the line, and Clarion is 8 for 10. Williams, the press is on, and the press works. Easter gets the tip over the Nelson, triggers a 3, it's tipped out, and somehow Easter got the tip into fall and won.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Easter. Dylan Blair got a little low on
Number 1, Justice Easter. A lot of number 1s there. Still in period 1, there's 7.5 minutes to play in the first half. Both teams are in the bonus. In fact, Clarion is already in the double bonus. Foul trouble-wise, Van and Blair each with 2, along with Dalen.
Westchester gets in foul trouble a lot, but that's just a product of what they do defensively. they like to really get up in your face. You hear Coach Blair imploring his team to pick up the pressure. They're going to get some foul calls, but they have to do a better job of staying more disciplined on the defensive end and stop fouling.
Miles Gray back into the game, number 0 in purple. Feed to Sedora into the game for the second time tonight. Cross court. Feed inside Sedora, quick touch. Tip in is good from Dalen. How will this rotation respond for Coach Blair's side? Can they get some stops on the defensive end and not turn the ball over? They force a turnover there.
Nice dig down by Miles Gray to pick up that steal.
Gray, crossover. He's looking to score, pushes it out. Sedora inside. He is stripped. Another turnover. Coe going the other way. Pulls up and drills it. Another triple for Gavin Cody. And it's an 8-point lead for Clarion.
That was a tough pull-up on the break by Cote. He's really feeling it right now.
Scored 13 and 19 minutes when these two teams last met in December of 23. And now a block just outside the rim. From defense to offense. Cody thought about it. He stops. He's double-teamed. Up top. Easter slows it down, finds Cunningham, and Aiden Cunningham joins the party. The freshman from Cladesville, Pennsylvania, puts Clarion's lead to a back here on the PSAC network. 40-29, Westchester trails. 5:51 to play here in this first half. They forced some turnovers. Now they're looking to take charge and get some points on the offensive end. Gray on the far side, tipped away. Easter nearly came up with the steal. Rodriguez corrals it right back. 5-on-4. McCall drives. He's stripped over the Dalen, and he got the layup. 9-point game. And now we get the foul on Cody. That is his first. Or it's on McCall. It's on McCall. Cody's able to draw it, and now Cody will go to the line with, again, Clarion in the double bonus.
Yeah, just not a smart play by Anthony McCall right there. No need to foul. Off the ball after a basket. That's a tough play right there. And putting Cote on the line, a really good shooter.
First free throw is cashed in. That's McCall's second. He's been the big bright spot for this Westchester side in the first half. 10 points. Leads the team.
And now on the bench for probably the final 5 minutes with picking up his second foul.
Cody cannot hit the second. He's a good free throw shooter. That one doesn't fall. 10-point game. 1 point away from the largest of the night. Rodriguez drives, stops, feeds to Dalen. Boykin right back to Dalen. Nice touch. Count and then one. That is a big and one opportunity. And the deficit back to single digits.
That was a nice pass, nice finish. Dalen's given him some good minutes off the bench so far tonight. The left-hander, pretty athletic, finishing around the basket.
Gavin Dalen coming off a nice night yesterday. Career high 6 rebounds. Played a season high 18 minutes as well, and he drills the free throw.
Dalen up to 9 points right now. McCall up to 10, but on the bench with 2 fouls.
Foul trouble has played out here for both teams in the first half. 5 minutes to play in the opening half. Clarion has been in control. The team picked last in the PSAC West against the PSAC East favorites. Quick touch, Cunningham again, and he drilled it. Aiden Cunningham. He can shoot it from 3, and it's a 10-point game. Blair drives. Outside the paint, tipped away, and a foul called on Clarion.
Clarion bench not happy with that call. Got a little bit of a warning from the referee telling them to calm down.
That's the 8th foul on Clarion, so Westchester is nearing the double bonus as well. Still 4.5 minutes to play here in this opening half.
obviously Clarion's shooting the ball really well right now. With 44 points with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half, Coach Blair cannot be happy with the defensive effort, especially coming off of giving up 101 points last night and giving up 44 already so far in the first half. Not a really good defensive effort in the first half here, but obviously Clarion's making some tough shots, so Westchester's going to have to make some adjustments.
Dylan Blair, you can see those fingers wrapped up on his right hand. That has not fazed him. He's continued to produce on the offensive and defensive ends despite the dislocated finger. Converts on the second free throw. 8-point game. Again, Westchester 9 for 14 now from the line in the first half. Thomas the second. He's had a big night and a big flush. Jeremy Thomas trying to bring the rim down. It's a 10-point game.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. He went to the basket for a dunk earlier. Super impressive athlete.
Rodriguez has it stripped. Crossover, Easter, 3. Couldn't book it. Offensive rebound from Nelson. 10-point game, 4 minutes to play. Next whistle will have immediate timeout. Screen set. The crowd trying to urge this defense on. 3-ball, Easter. Oh, we almost had that one. Another offensive board. Easter up top. They reset. 15 to shoot. Nelson looks to drive. Good defense from Boykin. Nearly lost in the corner. Boykin hits the deck. It's out of play, and we will head to immediate timeout. 46-36.
Line. Clarion's making some tough shots for sure, but there are definitely some lapses on the Westchester side, giving up some open three-pointers, and you spoke to this possession specifically. That's a backbreaker. You give up 2 offensive rebounds right now. You're giving a team who's shooting the ball this well 3 possessions.
Another 3 almost fell, and Westchester finally snares the board. Boykin by himself with the flush. Denari Boykin slams it through for 2. And it's back to a single-digit deficit. The Westchester bench urging this team on the defensive end. Thomas the second. Around the arc, nearly tipped away. Great defense. Rodriguez finishes. He somehow kept it in play, tight-roped the sideline, and put it through the cup for 2.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a dunk right there to get the team going. Good defensive possession there for the steal and a layup by Ruben Rodriguez.
6-point game, free throw line, Jay. It is true. Trey Nelson with the tray. 8-point game. Easter has 16, Cody has 13. McCall leads all Westchester players with 10.
That was Nelson's first basket, but really contributing 4 rebounds, 6 assists so far in the first half.
Gray flips to Rodriguez, calling for help. Top of the key. Jerkins into the game for the first time today. Boykin, 5 to shoot. Step back, 2. It rattles out, tipped into the hands of Boykin. And he flips it back up top. 2 minutes to play in the first half, 8-point game. Down low, Moss back into the game. Gray is calling for it. He cuts. Post play, inside, layup is good.
Nice move by Gabe Moss. He can do that. He's got a pretty good arsenal inside. Moves well for a big man and pretty athletic.
He's a pleasure to have at the 5, Coach Blair said. 3, near wing, and that ticks the rim. Another offensive rebound, an unkind bounce to Westchester. Into the hands of Nelson. 90 seconds to play in the first half. 6-point game. Good right. He pulls up, and he doesn't hit. Rebound for Westchester. Up ahead, Moss. He tracks it down. Miles Gray sprints inside. Feed. Jerkins finishes. 4-point game. 60 to play in the first half.
It's a heads-up play by Miles Gray. Nice assist there to Lanu Magretti, Lorenzo Jerkins.
Miles Gray, I think he's a very underrated player. The junior, he was one of just 4 current players on this Westchester roster to play in the last matchup against Clarion when these 2 teams faced off in December of 23. Westchester has won 8 straight in this series. Again, Clarion has really scuffled over the past decade or so. This would be a monumental win if they could do it on Westchester's home court. 3-ball at the top. Peebles rattles it through. Kendon Peebles, nearly a 40% shooter from distance. And the lead balloons to 7. Gray pulls it back up. Into the hands. Gray feeds. Williams 3. He doesn't hit. Ball is loose. Shot clock is off. 7-point game. Trey Nelson realizes he slows it down. Calls out the set.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier in the women's game. Clarion's going to probably hold for the last shot, not give Westchester an opportunity to close this gap before halftime.
Who do they turn to? So many options. Tipped out of play. Great play by Lorenzo Jerkins, and he forces his team to get one more possession.
Blair is checking back in for the go-around.
Blair comes in. Who do they look to here?
Probably Dylan's just going to try to make a play.
Sprints down. Williams 3. You bet! The triple from Jay Sean Williams cuts the deficit to 4, and the home team sprints into the locker room with some. Can they continue to force turnovers? And can they find a way to win? That's the name of the game. Ready for action here in the second half of a big early season conference clash. Easter up top, Thomas the second. He was a very dangerous player in the first half as well, number 20 in white.
The biggest adjustment you see early out of Westchester on the defensive side is Dylan Blair's face guarding Gavin Cote to start the second half.
See if that pays off. They got to find a way to stop Cote. Can Blair be the guy to do it? Ball in his hands. Conducting traffic. Looking for a handoff. Gets it to Ruben Rodriguez. Dribble handoff at the point. Blair probing. Near wing 3. McCall way off. Kept in play. Great effort by Xavier Van. It finds McCall. 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. And the bucket. Second chance opportunity for Westchester, and they cash in. On the other end, nearly blocked by Van, but instead it's 2 more.
Yeah, that happened a lot yesterday's game, too.
Yes.
A basket by Westchester just, compounded right away with a long pass over top for a wide-open layup for Clarion.
Jeremy Thomas impeding the lane of Dylan Blair. And the fouls were another issue for both teams in terms of committing fouls. Will that also play a part here in the second half? That foul was on Thomas, his first, team's first. Dylan Blair at the line for 2. 8 points, but turnovers were an issue last time out. 5 of them on Saturday. But again, that's what's going to happen when you play a team that presses like Gannon. Back to a 1-possession game. Blair, a quiet night offensively, but always showing that defensive prowess, that energy, the hustle. Has a number of assists as well. Free throw is good. 2-point game.
I think if you're Westchester right now, you've got to be pretty happy with, being a 1-possession game after the start that you had in the first half and not playing very well, and Clarion shooting the way they did. Having a 3-point game right now, I think they're right in striking distance.
They haven't led since 4 minutes into this game. In the corner, can they stop Cody? Cody against Blair, good defense, but down low. Thomas, not good enough. He has been so great tonight, and Thomas the second, a chance for an end one.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, Thomas is super athletic. He gets off his feet really, really quick. Just went on the other side of the basket to finish there for the N1. Nice play.
Only his 4th and 5th points tonight. He's somehow just 2 for 7 from the floor, but it's a guy who came in really hot. 14 points per game on over 50% shooting over the last 4 or 5 games. Again, we talked about his versatility. This is a guy with a triple-double a couple weeks back. Inside, McCall, layup is good. 2-point game. Trey Nelson gives to Easter. Easter, open hole, met at the summit. It's blocked away by Moss. Ball still loose. Good hustle from Westchester. Awaiting the call. It will stay with the visiting side, but a great play by Gabe Moss at the rim.
Yeah, great defensive effort there by Moss on going up for the dunk.
Well, that's what makes the PSAC so exciting. You have high flyers like this on both ends of the floor.
Both of these teams for sure have some high flyers, and you can see it out there on display.
Nelson, screen set for him, finds some space, right hand, and he finished. 4-point game again. Can Westchester restore parity? Or is Clarion here to shock the Hollinger Fieldhouse? Blocked away. Good block by Easter. Gets it right back. Westchester a third chance. Tipped out of play. And it will stay with the Golden Rams.
Good effort there by McCall to follow his own shot up. Looked like he could have got called for a foul there on Clarion, but no call by the referee. Westchester's ball underneath.
Blair looking for an open man. Finds near wing. Van scoops it inside. Moss, and he scores. 2-point game again. Seemingly every time here in the second half, they've cut it to 2. Can they take the lead or tie? Blair forces the turnover. Rodriguez in the cup, and he's fouled. A chance to tie at the line. What has been the difference here in the second half so far for Westchester?
It's at the intensity on the defensive side of the basketball and the execution. Obviously, we touched when it first came out. Dylan Blair face guarding Gavin Cote, making sure he doesn't get any touches at the three-point line, causing a couple turnovers here. But it's just about the intensity on the defensive side and executing the defensive plan and strategy that Coach Blair put out there.
Those free throws off the mark, and there's the free throws again. 11 for 17 tonight. That is right at their season average, 67%. Rodriguez, a 71% shooter from the line, and he makes the second. It's a 1-point game. Up into the front court. 3 ball. Nearly down, and finally a miss from Cody. Boykin into the front court. Rodriguez at the point. Inside. Slips to Moss. And the two-handed flush. Westchester has the lead back.
That has the fans buzzing. Just a really athletic play by Gabe Moss. I've touched on this a bunch, but, man, he is super athletic, or as big as he is.
And Denari Boykin was all over Trey Nelson, and he's called for the foul. That's the first on Boykin, team second. You mentioned it, the intensity has certainly gone up a notch. 58-57 Westchester. First lead since 4 minutes into this game. Nelson. Couldn't hit from the corner. Great effort by Blair. He grabbed it on the ground, and we get the whistle. Bodies are down. It will stay on the Clarion side of the floor.
And a lot of first 3.5 minutes, a lot of bodies on the floor. I like the effort on both sides for both teams here.
You can always expect that with Dylan Blair, the coach's son. Brings effort, energy, intensity all day, every day. Nelson over to Thomas, up top. Easter stops, doubled in the corner. Nelson, 5 to shoot. Easter, 3. The prayer is not answered. And the rebound is snared by Boykin up ahead. And it was saved for the moment. What a save there from Dalen. Inside, great hustle from Westchester. And it's stolen away from Boykin. It's Thomas the second and 1. Coast to coast, end to end. Back and forth, blow for blow we go. The athleticism from both teams, they got some freaks on both sides of the ball. It's a very fun watch.
Yeah, Thomas is on the foul line right now. It's an absolutely freak. Not so sure about his touch on the foul line today, but
Yeah.
he is definitely a high flyer. And Gabe Moss had a couple of high flying dunks. Just a lot of good above the rim play right now.
That's That's what the PSAC brings. Blair, spin move, stops at the elbow. And now a reach in, that will be on Thomas.
Foul on Thomas. He picks up his second.
That's the second, team's third. Westchester with the side out. Blair looking for some help. Baseline, crafty play, and one! Ruben Rodriguez somehow got it to fall.
Nice out-of-bounds under call there by Coach Blair to get the layup for Ruben Rodriguez in the N1.
He's up to 9 points. However, he is only 1 for 4 from the line tonight, which again is surprising considering he's not a bad free throw shooter, 71%. What will he do here? He puts his team ahead by 1. No good, but the offensive board and the putback from Dalen.
Yeah, Dalen's had a nice game so far for Westchester off the bench. He brings some energy, left-handed, another one who's fairly athletic. He's got a real knack for the ball.
Nelson to the cup in the corner. 3, up and down. That's Aiden Cunningham and a couple of big shots in the first half. The freshman knots this game at 62.
Yeah, 6'7", step out, knock down the 3.
Making it look easy, and an offensive foul. Trey Nelson took one for the team, and it pays off.
So now if you're Westchester, obviously you've wavered the storm early on in the first half. You got this game back to tie it up. It's just about now coming back, executing the plan that you set out to do. They're doing a much better job defensively, defending the three-point line. Obviously just gave up one, right there on the last possession, but they're doing a better job defensively on defending the 3. Just stick to your game plan, continue to defend, get downhill offensively, and make your foul shots, please.
The coach in you is getting worked up over that, right?
Yeah, that one, the turnovers and foul shots bother Coach Suarez.
3 ball, and as they do for every coach. Tipped out of play, Westchester ball. Westchester, if you want an update on the field goal percentage, it's 71%. Mind-boggling. If you told anybody that Westchester would be shooting 71% and it would be a tie game in the second half, I think you would think we were crazy. But here we are. Miles Gray. Screen set by Dalen. Into the corner. Boykin drives. He's walled up. Up top. Rodriguez stops from the elbow. Can't hit, but the putback from Jerkins.
Nice play by Lorenzo Jerkins on the follow.
And now we will redo the inbounds.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Nearly a 5-second call, and Trey is trapped in the corner, but he comes out of it. Good right. Stops at the free throw line. Looking for some help. 15 to shoot. Nelson at the point. Handoff. Good right. Gets downhill. Against Boykin. Layup. And he's fouled. Foul was on Boykin.
Yeah, you heard one of the fans scream, "Stay straight up" right there, and that's actually a good call out. I mean, good right, got downhill, got to lane, 6 foot. Boykin had the height advantage, could just put his hand straight up, defend there.
Good right, the transfer from Brian Stratton, JC in Virginia. Free throw is good. His first point tonight. Season low is 3 points, had 4 points out on Saturday. The good news for Westchester, they've held Cody quiet so far here in the second half.
Yeah, I think the adjustment that coaching staff at Westchester was a really good one, being able to deny Cote the ball and not let him get some open threes.
Van right downhill, feeds to Daly, up top, Blair tries his luck, off the heel, offensive board from Jerkins, Blair again, down low, putback is good.
There's Dallin again, always in the right place at the right time for those follow-up putbacks.
6 rebounds last time out. A couple of big plays on the glass today. 66-64. Man nearly had the steal. 3 ball. Teed up by Goodright. No good. There's Dalen. Another rebound. Man looking to push. Slowed down by Blair. To Dalen. Does Blair get it back? Dalen has some space. Up to Blair. Blair, near wing, probes, and he draws the foul. Shooting foul, Blair at the line for a pair.
I feel like Westchester's starting to find themselves a little bit here, both offensively and defensively. Have a chance right now to go up by 4.
Blair, a perfect 4 for 4 from the line tonight. And Jeremy Thomas comes back in. Number 20 in white. A force to be reckoned with on both ends of the floor. Van comes out. He's had some great hustle, some great energy tonight.
Look to see Westchester put some pressure on if Dylan Blair makes this.
He does. 4-point game. Clarion passes the test. Nelson against Gray. Gray looking for the steal. And we get an over and back. Great defense from Miles Gray.
We talked about that earlier. That's what Miles Gray brings to the table. He's a tough, hard-nosed Reading kid. Not surprised by the way he's playing right now in a big game.
The pesky junior guard out of Reading comes up with a big play and a chance to extend this lead for the home side. Can Moss take advantage? McCall banging bodies with Crockett. Down low, 3 ball. Far wing is no good. Another great tap back from Dalen. Second chance for Westchester. 20 to shoot.
Yeah, Dalen all over the place right now for Westchester. Really solid effort on the glass, both ends of the court.
Excellent effort from number 20. Blair to Moss. 5 to shoot. Running out of time. 3 ball Moss. Couldn't hit. Or from Blair. Layup. Off the mark. Still loose. 4th chance. You bet. The hustle, the intensity, the effort from this Westchester side on the second half as well. Westchester has finally taken the lead back and is starting to build on it.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel the energy in the building. I can feel the energy from the staff, the players on the bench. You know, it just brings PSAC games. You know, it's just different. You know, the intensity across the board, and it's been fun to watch so far here in this game. 2 really good teams going at it. Westchester finding their groove right now.
And there you go. Off the miss, Ruben Rodriguez, heads-up play, throws it off a Clarion defender, and gains an extra possession for his side. There he is, number 2 in purple. In the corner, Blair thought about it. Over the top of the key, circles back up top. Rodriguez, 6 to shoot. Rodriguez puts up a 3, and he cashed it in. Ruben Rodriguez with a hand in his face. 9-point lead.
It's a huge bucket by Ruben Rodriguez. Westchester's going to try to get an important stop here.
Good right, down the lane. They need a bucket. They don't get one, but a second chance forced by Cam Crockett. Clarion looking for its first win over Westchester in 14 years. Is this the time? Or will Westchester continue its dominance? 3 ball, far wing, it's cash. Cam Crockett gave the team the extra possession and makes Westchester pay. Blair up top. Dalen feeds down low. And a whistle.
really well. Yesterday they're going up against the zone in Kutztown, so I can see why they made that many three-pointers. They're hitting some tough ones, but also some defensive lapses, and Westchester's giving them some open ones that can't happen in the last 6 minutes if Westchester wants to win this game.
The Golden Rams down 2. Who do they turn to? The freshman Jay-Sean Williams at the point. Nearly slipped, stopped from the elbow. Couldn't hit, but the putback from McCall, plus the foul. Wow, Anthony McCall came flying in.
That's an unbelievable play by Anthony McCall. I mentioned this earlier in the season. I had an opportunity when I was on the staff here at Westchester to go to recruit Ant McCall before he ended up committing to Ryder. And I think it was like the second play of the game. He caught an alley-oop from half court and dunked it on someone's head. I was just like, wow. What an athlete. He's a really good player, and Westchester's lucky to have him.
We talked about the athleticism from both sides. That's a perfect example. A highlight-like reel play from McCall. 78-77 after the free throw. On the other end, trading end ones. Trey Nelson responds, and the Golden Eagles punch right back.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Trey Nelson, as a point guard, and as a point guard myself, just watching how he controls the game. He gets in the paint, he plays under control, he finds the open man, he finishes, he's crafty around the basket. A lot to like about him.
I mentioned the game-winning layup in that home opener against Frostburg State with 20 seconds left. The man who had the layup was Trey Nelson. Knows a thing or two about clutch time situations. 2-point lead for Clarion, under 6 to play.
Yeah, Nelson up to 12 points, but 7 rebounds, 9 assists. A good all-around game from Nelson.
He has 1 triple-double in his career as well. Could he have a shot at a second tonight? McCall, far wing. Jerkins is up top. Instead, he's banging down low with Easter. Up top, 3-ball, Williams. Could not convert, tipped out of play. And it's visitors basketball. It will stay with Westchester. Jerkins checks out. He's given his team some strong minutes tonight. 20 to shoot, Westchester ball. Into Moss. Handoff, Boykin, up to Moss. Swings it around to Blair. Screen set, Blair, crossover. Stops at the elbow, back up top. 10 to shoot. Rodriguez calling for help. Screen set, back to Moss with the right, and one! What a screen and a finish from Moss.
A huge screen by Moss right there. And you can see shaking it off right now is Nelson.
He took that one hard, and he pays the price. Moss at the line. Once again, the athleticism from both teams on display. Off the screen, finishes with the right, and a chance to give his team the lead. 80 to 80, he can't. That's been the story all night long. 17 for 28 from the line. 5 to play. The crowd gets into it. Who will step up? Who will be the hero for either side? Aiden Cunningham, the freshman. There's Easter. 21 points, leads all scorers. Off the glass, and one. Justice Easter to the cup and the harm.
Yeah, really tough play. I mean, I mentioned it just a minute or so ago. He really does a nice job of controlling himself when he gets in there. He's never really out of control. And as a point guard, that's what you want to see out of your point guard. Just being under control, not turning the ball over, and making a smart play, and that's what he's doing.
Can't hit the free throw, though. They call him free for a reason, but don't tell either of these teams that. Clarion 12 for 20 from the line. Westchester 17 for 28. Approaching 4 minutes to play. Blair was looking for the cutting McCall. Ball is loose on the floor. 2-on-1. And we will get the jump.
It looks like
we got the jump or the timeout.
I can't really see. It looks like there's a break, which got the team going. picked up the intensity on the defensive side. I think one of the things we haven't talked about yet, we talk about always, a staple of Coach Blair's program is their rebounding. They're out rebounding Clarion right now, 30-16 for the game.
That is a very good point, especially after Gannon out rebounded them last night. There's Michael Moore into the game for the first time. Fade away off the rim. The senior and the transfer from D1 Winthrop. In the corner, and a turnover as looked like McCall stepped out of bounds right in front of his own bench. Turnover number 13 for Westchester. Xavier Van checks back in. McCall comes out. Dalen is in. There's Moore. Stands in 6'10", 220. Big-bodied guy. And now a foul on Westchester.
Yeah, Blair getting hold for the foul on the Clarion player running baseline.
Foul on Blair, his third.
That's the third foul on Blair. And the team's 6. Into Moore. Moore feeds back. And a circle around from Nelson. Nelson into the corner. Peebles, 3. Off the mark. Rebound from Thomas. Far wing 3. It rattles in. 3 is down from Justice Easter. First points of the second half for him. He's up to 19.
Yeah, they've done a good job of limiting Cote and Easter in the second half, but obviously a big 3 right there.
And now a foul on Thomas the second. That is his third.
Thomas picks up his third, team's 8.
He's been so crucial to this team's success. That's something to watch for. And Xavier Van goes to the line. 73% shooter from the line. Hasn't had a ton of trips. 11. Make it 12, and he missed. And the rebound from Crockett and Clarion. Trey Nelson. Peebles. Near wing. Thomas is calling for it. Feeds to Moore. Moore. Handoff. Easter. And an offensive foul on Moore.
They called that earlier on the Westchester side. That's a tough play to call as a referee. When you get that dribble handoff, you got to stand still. But a lot of times the offensive player who's handling the ball, setting the screen, usually sticks their leg out or sticks their body out a little bit, causing a foul there in that instance.
Tipped away, nearly a turnover forced, and a whistle called, and that's in favor of Clarion.
Just another unfortunate turnover by Westchester there. We're at the 9-minute mark right now, 3-point game. We say this every single game. You've got to defend without fouling, and obviously in today's instance, you want to defend the 3-point line from Clarion, but also you can't turn the ball over, and then that's what's killing them right now from a Westchester side in the last couple minutes, a couple of really bad turnovers.
And when it comes to trying to prevent those turnovers, what would you be saying in a huddle? You could say it as much as you want, but what are you doing to actually put it into action?
It's tough. I mean, it really is. It's about the players executing and concentrating through the whole possession.
The foul is on Boykin. That's his third. Clarion is in the bonus. Westchester's in the double bonus. Shot from outside the block from Blair doesn't fall. Rebound from Nelson. Up ahead, the flush from Peebles. And it's a 1-point game. It looked like Westchester might have grabbed the momentum, but they were not able to run away with it. The Golden Eagles are hanging right in there with the Golden Rams.
And just like Westchester did, Clarion's right back in this game because of their defensive effort.
Rodriguez slips a pass to Moss. And he couldn't get it to fall, but he'll go to the line for 2.
That'll be the fourth on Thomas. That's another thing to watch. He's been such a force.
That is a big deal, and he'll be forced to check out in serious foul trouble. Moss hits the first. When it comes to close games for this Westchester side, they've been in a number of them this season. Nearly half of the games have been decided by single digits. By less than 5 points. 4 of the 9 games this season have been decided by less than 5 points.
Yeah, they should be used to this kind of game right now, and they should be, and they better be ready, because most of the BSAC games will be this tight in the second half with 8 minutes left.
And on the other end, for Clarion, they've only had 1 game this season that's been decided by single digits. However, it was a wild game against Frostburg State, which they had the game-winning layup. Just about 10 seconds left in that one. Point-blank layup from Easter is off the mark. Rodriguez pushes. Jerkins nearly lost it. Into the hands of Dalen. In the corner. Needs some help. Flips it on the ground. Ball is loose. Bodies fly. Easter ahead against Jerkins. Steps through and scores. The lead is down to 1.
And talking to Coach Pitts before the game, they lost some games against some really good teams by around 10, but he said they were one-possession games under a minute. So, they like I said, they've been battle-tested, and I think this is going to be a great 7 minutes of basketball coming up.
Dalen tried to feed it to McCall. It's tipped away by Moore. 3-ball. Cody couldn't hit. That would have given them the lead. Offensive rebound and a quick touch to Nelson. A fresh 20 on the clock. Jerkins comes up to guard Nelson. Screen set by Moore. Nelson sprints to the paint. Looks for an open man. It's deflected away. Nice job by Dalen. McCall runs it down. Up top, Rodriguez.
Smart call by Coach Blair to settle this thing down. Up and down, a few turnovers on both sides right now. Coach Blair settling it down. Looks like they're going to go clear out for Ruben Rodriguez.
Rodriguez pulls up from the top of the key. Could not cash in. And that gives Clarion another opportunity to take the lead. 75-74. The team picked last in the PSAC West against the East preseason favorites. Down to the wire here on a Sunday night from Hollinger. Moore against Dalen. Up top, Nelson, 5 to shoot. Step back, Dalen's all over him. 3-ball is cash! It's a huge tray from Trey Nelson, and he gives the visitors a 2-point